Hey everybody, so I get a lot of questions about my shirt, Be Infinite. So we're gonna talk about that right now and exactly what that means. And so the Be part of Be Infinite comes way back from teachings a long time ago. I first heard about it through one of my guys that I used to watch a lot by the name of Zig Ziglar. Some of you might have heard of him, but he used to follow this principle about be, do, have, which we're gonna go into in a minute. But basically, obviously, be infinite. Infinite by its word means to be limitless or endless and never ending. So when I'm talking about be infinite, oftentimes I'm talking about be infinite in your cash flow. But a lot of people look at the be infinite in a lot of different ways. Maybe it's be infinite in your health. Maybe it's be infinite in your wealth. Maybe it's be infinite in your relationships. So it can be whatever it is to you. But basically, I'm always personally trying to strive to be infinite somehow in some area of my life. And obviously, it's not all about real estate and it's not all about making money. It's about being infinite in all areas of your life. So now let's jump right into what I call be, do, have. So I think a lot of times, and I understand it, especially with all the social media and everything going on, people focus on the have. They want to have a nice job. They want to have a nice car. They want to have a great relationship. But really, these people are what I call victims. There's basically three common approaches. One's a victim, one's a worker, and one's a winner. So the victims, what they do is they always focus on the have. When I have enough time, when I have enough money. The victims always focus on the have. When I have enough time, when I have enough money, when I have enough support. They're always focused on the external. And so the victims are always focused on the have. Now the workers, hey everybody, Ken McElroy here. I'm excited to announce the release of my newest master course, Buying Your First Rental Property. Whether you're new to real estate or you want to revisit the fundamentals, this course will take you to the next level. We're also offering a special bundle when you buy this with my Real Estate Investing Master Course. So let's get started on your future today. They're always focused on the do. So they also have it in the wrong order. So they're saying, if I do more, I'll have this. So the workers always says, the more I do, the more I'll have. And they're always defined by what they do. And there's nothing wrong with that, but they're never going to get ahead because they're definitely in the wrong order. The winners, they're focused on the be. Who do I need to be? And this is a part that you have to think about on yourself. What skills do you need? What attitude do you have? These are all things that you need to change internally. Whereas the victims are external, the be is actually internal. And so part of the mindset issue of becoming who you want to be becomes tearing down some of your old barriers, tearing down some of your old thinking, and certainly unlearning and then relearning what it is you need to do in order to have. But you really have to do it in this order. And until I learned this for my health, for my relationships, and certainly for my real estate portfolio, and now, of course, I'm infinite from an infinite return, I had to figure out who I needed to be. And I had to change who I was. And I wanted it, of course. I was working hard, of course. But until I thought it, then it just didn't happen. You must be before you can do, and you must do before you can have. As Zig Ziglar, one of my original mentors, said, you must be before you can do, and you must do before you can have. And that's kind of the philosophy behind Be Infinite. You really need to be before you can do and before you can have. Thanks for listening.